Hello and welcome back to Factorio. We're in Exotic Industries. I am still tinkering with this nuclear build to try and make it behave. If you remember before, I had some small tanks arranged in a sort of a loop. Well, I can't remember how many I had at the end of the last recording. Anyway, I had some tanks and the steam was coming in and then refilling the steam pipes. But there wasn't enough capacity in these tanks to store all the steam that I would get from a single nuclear burn. So I was wasting a lot of steam, and then when the nuclear power station turned itself off and the steam was being used up again, the power situation was browning out because... sorry, I'm a bit breathless. It was browning out because we weren't getting the steam out of the tanks sufficiently to keep everything running. So I've gone through a few iterations of this. This is my current one. It may not work. I'm using much larger tanks. So these store 200,000 units of steam a piece, which I think should be enough. Then they're linked with an input that's on a top-up valve, sorry, an overflow valve. So this is only going to let steam in when there's plenty of steam in these pipes. As soon as the amount of steam in these pipes drops, this stops passing steam through. So I think there has to be 90 out of 100 units of steam in here for the steam to be allowed in, and the steam can leach back out into these pipes. Okay, then I'm using one-way valves, non-return valves, here, so the steam has to flow around the system. Okay, and then the last tank, which isn't built yet, this is a top-up valve. So this is only going to allow steam through when this is lower than this. Now I'm in two minds about whether I should be putting a pump here. I could put a pump in here and wire it to the low steam condition, but I'd have to have a bit of a play with trying to work out exactly how that should be set up. Anyway, that's the arrangement at the moment. So I'm waiting for this to build. However, these things need a lot of steel girders, and again, I'm not making very much steel, so that's a problem. I haven't done anything with recycling, so I need to add that. Nuclear waste recycling. Okay, what else? I'm going to turn off pollution. Okay, I have set up more oil pumping, and we're at the situation where this is pumping oil as fast as it can and it's backing up. Then that's being brought back. I've trebled our refineries. Oh, well, the refineries aren't working for a very good reason. The pipes are broken. Okay, well that's not going to help at all, is it? Okay, but they're also working for another really good reason, which is what? What is my good reason? There's no output here and here. This has crude oil. It needs water. Is this backed up with water? Yes, it is. No, this has no heat pipe, so it's not heated. Okay, so let's go back to this build. Alright, so this is backed up with this oil. Got 20k of that oil. We should be burning it off. Let's go find the residual oil power plant. It's not that one, it's this one. Okay, so this residual oil power plant is burning off oil as quick as it can. So there's 22,000 residual oil in the network, which means this is enabled. But it seems like this just can't burn off the residual oil any faster than it is. So that's our problem at the moment. And I don't really know how to fix that. One thing I can do temporarily is just increase the number of trucks in here. It'll increase how much is buffered within this just hover over that for a moment. Well, anyway, the other thing I wanted to say is the between episode work is starting to increase. So I've gone past the stage where I pretty much show everything I do on screen. There's now a lot of mate work. So if we zoom out onto the map, for example, I've been stamping down cells. This is expanding out our buildable area for the factory. So I have blueprints for various parts of the fabric. Okay, so landfill cell is this. Sorry, I just flicked the. Where are we? Yeah, the landfill cell is just the grid with roboports. But underneath the roboports there is landfill, and underneath where the roads would go there's landfill. So that gives us a backbone to build upon, even across water. Then I have another blueprint which is the interior filled with landfill. I have one which is the interior filled with water, and then I have the full cell. So those are the blueprints I've got, and I'm stamping them down as I go. So at the moment we're filling these in with landfill. Once they have been fully landfilled, I'll put down the production cell blueprint, and then these will be ready to build on. So this is how I'm building out the factory, but obviously that all happens in the background. Alright, back to our tasks. So we have nuclear waste recycling, improve our plastic, Spidertron army, because they're cool. We need to work towards beacons, better steel, and recycle the exploded bots. I think our factory at the moment is bottlenecked on plastic and steel. So it's Hobson's choice which of those we work on. Yeah, at the moment this is running bottlenecked by petroleum. So let's very quickly look at the two things we could work on. Okay, so the first thing we could look at is steel. And we have a steel from steel blend. Do we have a molten steel? Yeah, we have a molten steel recipe which happens in an arc furnace. Do we have an arc furnace? Okay, let's find an arc furnace and we'll blueprint one down. Okay, and over here. Okay, so we'll figure out what we could do with steel. Then the next process we need to look at is plastic. Okay, plastic should be in here. So we have three processes. We have one with benzodiol in a chemical plant. We have one in an advanced chemical plant using light oil, crushed coke and petroleum, and one that we're using already. So I think we should look at all of these. This is in the advanced chemical plant. Can I make an advanced chemical plant? Indeed I can. That requires an advanced motor. Okay, so let's have a look. I think this is time to put down some more recipes. So an advanced chemical plant. There we go. Whoops, I think I've just stamped over the top of another recipe there. Let's try and work out what this was. Oh well, I honestly don't know what this was. Whoop, no, the undo didn't work. I've probably undone something really important there. This could have been a normal chemical plant, I suppose. There's nothing in... Oh, this would tell me. Okay, it's fuel depots, that's fine, alright. Advanced chemical plant. There we go. So we're going to limit this to the advanced chemical plant less than 2 for now. They look like they're quite expensive things to make. Okay, so we've got various things which we have the potential for. Advanced motors, however. Let's look at the recipe for that. Advanced motors require lubricant and electronic parts. Okay, so that looks like it's going to be another build. So let's add advanced advanced motors to our to-do list. Okay, so advanced motors. The inputs here are all straightforward. In fact, I think we can just build this. I don't think we need to have a long think about this. Let's put it down here. Is that where I want it? This cell hasn't been built out. Okay. Let's build it here then. Good. So the advanced motor has 3 inputs and 1 output, plus a fluid. And I don't know if I'm going to need very much of these. They're probably going to be something which needs a lot of crafting time, but I'm sort of agnostic at the moment as to how big the build should be. So I think I'm going to build it really small, but with plenty of room to grow it downwards. Okay, so if we had 2 input belts, one's mixed, and then we have a single output belt. We cap this at just a few rows. There we go. I don't even carry yellow belts anymore. Alright, and then we have 4 inputs. Let's do 2 here. And 2 here. Good. So, double check. Electronic parts, engines, and steel mechanicals. Alright, so it's possible that the steel mechanical parts require some kind of crazy ratioing. Alright, so let's double check that before we get... No, that's irons, steel. Yeah, so before we build out the whole thing, let's... Okay, that's not too bad. Let's take that away. Okay, so this can go there. Try and line it up a bit. Good. So that power pole now does the job of linking the power in. Okay, so we need steel. These are reds. They should have been blues. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's steel. We'll send steel to the other side as well. This can be lubricant. And let's make sure we actually do lubricant this time and not some weird lubricant pseudo fluid. Good. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to join this, but it can go there. Let's set this back to steel. Okay, this can be the electronic component thingies, and this can be red engines. Good. Whoops, didn't mean to put 2 in there. Let's just put 1. Then we need this. Put one of these here. Ah, that lines up quite nicely, doesn't it? If I take this up a single tile further, we can underground like that. Which, let's just neaten this up then. Okay, I think that's our build. So then we need an import for those into the make everything. Which is something I've just walked straight past, isn't it? Walked straight through the middle of it. Alright, so where else can we import materials? Well, along here, I guess. So this can be blue engines, a single truck. Just check that. Yeah, that's stacked to a single stack. That's fine. So that's that done. So these engines will come in as and when. For now, I think I have some steel. That's iron. Do I have any steel? Yeah. No, that's iron. Steel beams. Ah, what's wrong here? Steel mechanicals. Sorry. I can't do that. And these don't quite reach. Okay. I'm glad I stuck around. There we go. Okay, so what are these missing? Electronic parts are just coming through. And just the lubricant. Now, why are we waiting on the lubricant? Let's just double check the lubricant build. We have none. Okay. Oh, this stuff's backed up. Let's find out why it's backed up, because it should be being burnt off somewhere. Perhaps we're not. Yeah, this is the kerosene. So the kerosene should be being burnt off when it backs up. So one of our burner power stations isn't behaving. This is the light oil. Okay, and this should be on a road network control. Okay, let's make a few more of these, because I think we're not doing things quite correctly here. Okay, so I need the road network reader and I need the transport depot writer. Okay, so we need to read the amount of heavy oil, sorry, light oil. And then let's get this thing made. Good. So read the oil. Then I need to wire these two together. I'd already done it, sorry. And I need to enable the condition when light oil is greater than 15, say. 15k. Okay, so where else do we have these? This is kerosene, so this is not burning. Okay, so why could that be? Maybe it's because we've got nuclear, and the nuclear is... No, it's because we have no water. It's my own stupid fault. I refactored this to be a self-contained module using its own water and forgot to plumb in the water. Okay. I still need to wire this up. So we're going to have a road network reader, a transport writer, plumb the two together. This is going to read the kerosene. And this is going to enable when kerosene is greater than 15k. Good. Let's just double check I haven't made that mistake elsewhere. I don't know if there is an elsewhere actually. No, I think that's it. Okay, so this should now be... Yeah, it's burning through quite quickly. Good. That's what I want to see. So now the lubricant build should be... Yep, this is running. And we have lubricant trucks. They're beetling through everything. And this should be the final ingredient to get some of these advanced motors. Brilliant. So what is this waiting on? Oh, it's just not got enough lubricant. Alright. So steel. What is our better steel option? I think let's go to the recipe book. So molten steel can be made in lots of ways. Oh, apparently there's like a ton of ways. Okay, I can process it from molten iron and crushed coal coke. That might be the way forward. Okay. What's... So we might need a molten iron recipe. Let's see. Okay, so we have plenty of iron ingots as far as I can tell. Let's stand here. So alright. One of these should get built pretty quickly because I think they're all over the place. I think we're caching them up. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so I would like this to make molten steel. Okay, let's go back to the recipe book. So I can feed this molten iron in an advanced chemical plant. So we're back to the advanced chemical plant. Okay. So I think... Ah, the truck is out for those. So any minute now, there's the truck. Okay, it's just not... It's making them one by one at the moment. Oh, grief. Everything seems to go through the same items at the moment. It's alright, we could do this in a normal chemical plant just as a stopgap. So, they are hiding in my inventory. Maybe I don't have any. Okay, let's go grab one. Alright, so molten steel. Okay, this molten steel comes from molten iron, and molten iron comes from an arc furnace. Okay, and to make molten iron, I can make it from iron ingots, pure iron. So the pure iron isn't an option because we just don't have any. And anyway, that's becoming iron ingots. So I think this is going to be from iron ingots. So if I grab some of those, that set the recipe. All right. And then once we have the molten steel, I need to cast that into steel ingots. So let's go double check how we do this. Oh, it's going to be a casting thing, isn't it? Don't need any chemical plants. Let's just double check. So, yeah, a caster is what we need. And we need to set the recipe. Feeling good. There we go. Alright, so let's check this. Oh, it looks like we need a lot of chemical plants for a single casting machine. Okay. So that's on ratio. And then this looks like it's a 5-to-1. So one of these produces 2,400 liquid. These four, oh, consume 1,200. Okay, so if I doubled this, is that correct? Yeah, that's the correct ratio, I think. Everything should zero out. No, I'm half of a melting machine out, apparently. This is going to be another one of those off ratio builds, I think. Alright. Okay, so if we had 3 of these, and is it 3 of these and a double this? I think it might be. Okay. Alright, I'm just copy pasting this for the ratios. Okay, let's paste that in. That's what I think it should be. Yeah, I think that's the ratio. I just need this final... There we go. Yeah, that zeroes out. So 3 of these, to 12 of these, to 4 of these. It's like somebody loves their 3 times table. Okay, so how on earth do we arrange this? And I need to make sure that the pipes aren't an issue, but I do need to make sure that 120 per minute is fine. That's not going to break any belts. And then the inputs, are they going to destroy any belts? 720 per minute. So that's, yeah, that's not quite a transport belt. So that's fine. And then how much coke do we need? 480. So again, that's fine. And are there any side products? No, there's no side products. That all sounds remarkably good. Okay, so how can we arrange this? One way would be to go a sort of layered thing from low to high. Or we could go left to right. Because it's fluids, the exact arrangement doesn't matter so much. Okay, let's grab those. And then I need to find a better place to do this. Okay, this will do. This will do. So, we're going to start off inputting our ingots. Something like that. Alright. Then the next thing is going to be a little bit more awkward. I need 12, 16 of these, all of which need a solid input, all of which have both a fluid in and a fluid out. Okay. And Admittedly, I can put these anywhere. So that's what 8 looks like. That's what 16 looks like. And just for the sake of measuring, that can't fit that way. Well, maybe we could do it either... Yeah, maybe we could do it either side. So if I was to copy the whole of this monstrosity, it would fit that way as well. Which I think might be better. Okay, let's cut this. Okay, then we could arrange these side and side. Not sure I like that. The other option would be like that. I quite like that. Okay. And then finally we have these 4 machines. Which we can arrange as 2 and 2. I think that's fine, isn't it? So... Yeah, it is on the outside. Okay. So we would have pipe like that, pipe like that. We'd need pipe down the middle, and that's what connects into this build. Then these need crushed coke input. Okay, so this is where I think we need to figure out where our belt would go. That seems like a good place for a belt. So then does this fit is the question. So it fits this side. Let's take that away. Grab this again. Does it fit this side? Okay. It does if we move everything down one. So let's move everything down one. And then this. Is there any reason this is where it is? That can go down one as well. We can rearrange all these belts actually. Okay, and then... that sort of thing. Then we can grab this as a ruler. Set it to 4 rows. That sounds good, doesn't it? Whoops. Good. Okay. So this needs some coke as an input, which we'll figure out in a moment. It needs a badge to say what we're making here. And there's a badge. Good. So this is going to be steel. Okay. Then we need We need a crushed coke input. Is that coke? Crushed coal coke. That's the one. Where's all this damage happening? Okay. That's a between episodes problem. We could move this over one. That can go there. Then this go there, and this there. Don't see why not. These can all go down, I suppose. Okay. Then we need inputs here. That piece of pipe can go away. Good. That can be trimmed. Whoop, not that one. That's all correct. Then these just need feeding. Okay, so this needs to be iron ingots. And let's start off with a normal inserter. Then can we power this with substations in a nice way? I don't think we can, so I'm going to go with power poles this time. Okay. That all looks fairly neat and tidy. I'll just bind it in here as well. Okay, so what are we missing? Okay. Let's move those out. I think it looks a bit neater for them to be out. Double check. So this is going to be fed with iron. Let's put in a truck. It's going to be fed with iron here. That's going to liquidate the iron ingots. This then is going to eat coal coke, feed it into these to make liquid iron. Molten iron. Yeah. Then this is going to be molten steel output. Molten iron in, molten steel output. Then these are going to cast the molten steel into ingots. So with any luck, there should be a far more efficient steel production. All right, let's just double check on rates. So if this was running full time, this would produce 480 ingots. Okay, if this was running full time, this would produce 150 ingots. So if this works, I can retire the other two steel builds and reclaim their space, and we will still have an increase in steel. Okay, let's see. How's this going? We have steel. We indeed have steel. Wow, well that's pretty cool. I can tick that off our to-do. Better steel, tick. Advanced motors, tick. Although we don't seem to have... it's the electronic parts that are the problem. Okay. That's a whole other bunny trail. The electronic parts are probably out because of plastic. Let's go see if we can find that build. Red circuits. Yeah. And the red circuits are out because plastic. So that's the problem here. Oh, in between episodes, I've changed the recipe on these red circuit machines to use wafers rather than electronic components, which I think is a more efficient build. I think they produce more output, so that's what I've gone with. Alright, just double check if we are in a good place or a bad place. We need some advanced chemical plants. Do we have them? Yes, we do. Good. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Next time we're going to look at plastic. Let's just find a place to stand where we can put down a machine with plastic to remind us that we're doing plastic. Good. So this is going to be plastic. Let's double check which one's best. There's the... well, I think next time we will stamp out one of these with each of the 3 recipes and we'll see which one is best. But that's it for today. So today we've done some nuclear power finagling, which we're just going to double check is still being finagled. Yep. This is working more correctly, isn't it? So we've got 285 units of steam. The volume of steam is going down. It's still powering these things. Good. So I think what we need is a pump, and then this will be the last time I tinker with this build. Let's make a pump, because I don't think I have any pre-crafted. Alright, pumps are hiding. There. I do have 4. Okay. And the pump is going to sit in that gap there. Where is the pump? Good. I think we can get rid of that valve and move that up. Good. And the pump is only going to be active when the when this is turned off. This is turned off when the steam is less than... Sorry, this is turned on when the steam is less than 2K. So this should be turned... Yeah. So this needs to be enabled. Okay. So the idea is, as soon as there's any steam in this system, this arm turns off, because it means that we're not consuming all the steam. So then we need to enable this pump. Always? Yeah, I think this is always on, this pump. Because we want to be always emptying this if it's possible to empty it. Okay, and then let's check. This is only pumping half the build because there's no steam connection across the 2 halves. Okay. So how can we improve that? I need a steam link between the 2 halves. Alright, let's just... Sorry, I was going to stop, but this is an important thing to get right. So we've got a place we can put some undergrounds here. Good. And this would go there. And then we need to put in an extra underground pair to link them up. Cool, so now the whole... Yeah, so now the whole thing is working. We are pumping in here. I guess we're pumping in here. This should stay low, so we shouldn't be pumping steam around in a cycle because of this one-way valve. The overflow valve, yeah, it's not really filling up, so I think we're good. More warnings. Okay, we're having trouble. I'm going to leave it here. I need to go and do something about shoring up defenses because clearly they're not adequate. But we've done stuff today. We've got steel. I think we've fixed our nuclear build. Good. And we need to fix defences. So on that note, thanks very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and tell your friends, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.